Hi folks, welcome back to my channel, The Addicted Bookworm. Alright, it is currently 9:34 at night. I am absolutely exhausted. I hope all of you had a great day. I had a somewhat good day. My migraines decided to act up. So, yeah, it's not what I would call a overall great day. I just had a somewhat of a good day. But, migraines are something that unfortunately I have to live with, and it's not any fun. Alright, so there's two parts to this video. The first one is going to be my TBR reading blog. I read another 5 chapters, so I'm now on chapter 11. So I will tell you right off the bat, I'm enjoying this book a lot more than I enjoyed The Will of the Many. The conversations in this book do not feel like that I'm being bashed over the back of the head with politics. I feel like that this is a world in which you can get lost in and enjoy it immensely. So you have this fear that our protagonist is going through, that this Fey Lord is going to invade the mortal realm and take over. There's another spy scene in the book. We also learn a little more about the bond between her and this, I can't pronounce his name, and about how easily he can enter her mind, and he explains that, there are people that have trained, or they have trained to keep their shields up, and there's ones that he can just go into without the bond. So, kind of a little bit of a glimpse of how powerful he actually is. Anyways, I'm enjoying the book, and I am having a lot of fun with it. Maybe I should continue on. Maybe there's 3 parts. There's 3 parts to this, but overall, enjoyable a lot. I also did finish the book. Was it? Oh, can't think right now. Let's see here. The Magic of Death by by Leslie Gall. Unfortunately, the second book is not available on Kobo. I do not know why that's not the case. So that book is about this woman. She is known as a hereditary witch, and she has the ability to see dead people, not just see them, but actually talk to them, and they have the ability to talk to her. And we have a dead body. The spirit is still around. And one by one, weird things happen. Like she starts getting visions of what's going to happen before they happen. And of course, more people die, and their ghosts help her out. I enjoyed it a lot. It wasn't that big of a read. I got it done in 2 days, which is great. I enjoyed the pacing of the book. I really got a kick out of the characters, and I like the fact that she made it clear it took her years to write this book. So I feel like that it wasn't as rushed and put together as it could have been if she had not spent all this time and effort to actually writing the book. Alright, now let's get to everybody's favorite part of the video, and this is going to be 24 hours that I have been using my Kobo Libra Colour. So I got like 11 views on this one, which is very good for me. So let's start off with, why did I buy this device in the first place? One, I got it because I wanted physical page turn buttons, or physical, yeah. I had seen people in videos showing off this device and like, oh, look how great it is. It's it was the device that people really pointed to when they were leaving Kindle. And what happened last month that I did not know anything about, I will be talking about also in this video, and why this was wrong. So just like the Kobo Clara BW, it is not flushed at all, and I really like that. I'm not a fan of flushed e-readers. Don't get me wrong, I do like my Kindle Soft, my Color Soft, I really do. But I love it's sunken. Also, it does what Amazon only does on the Kindle Basic, and that's have the color. So all I have on my back is like the stickers. I don't have any like paper on there, and the color travels from the back to the front. So that is really great. This is not heavy at all. It feels pretty light. That was one of the things that I was really kind of concerned about, was, is this e-reader going to be heavy on my wrist? And it turns out it isn't. I bought both the Kobo and the case and the stickers all from Amazon. I know I'm giving Amazon money, but hey, look, they had faster shipping. So, you go with what you go with. So let me turn this on. Before I begin, I'm really happy that the power button is in the back. I know there's some people that they do not like that. I don't know why, but I do. So we're going to change that to... Alright. See if it's... Oh, it's so bright. Okay. There we go. Yeah, it's better. Alright, so, yeah. So, the interface... Alright, so the interface is a little different on here compared to the Kobo Clara BW. So, it has all the basic things that you expect with not the Kindle, but with the Kobo Clara BW. However, if you go to My Books, that is entirely different. So if you go into My Books, you're not going to get this screen at all. You're not going to get it. What you're going to get is you're going to get the list. So this gives me a visual of all the books that I have in my thing. Like I said, you don't get that. So when you click My Books, if you have last time had it on, the list, you're just going to get the list. But if you just go back to My Books, you get like a list of all the books that are on your device, and that's it. With it, They're all in color, and you can actually physically look at them without all the additional information like what kind of file it is. Is it an EPUB file or is it a Kobo Plus file? Things like that. Now, if I go to my collections, I will get the list and sorry. So I added a new one to the list, and that was audiobooks. And I will be saying this: the huge difference between the Kindle and the Kobo, as far as audiobooks are concerned, is that you cannot, like, if you go and have a folder that says audiobooks, you cannot transfer the audiobooks over to that folder. Sorry, it's like stuck there. On this one, it's definitely a lot different. You can have an audiobook collection, and then you can transfer it over to audiobooks, to your audiobooks collection. I just transferred over that book I talked about over to my finished books. So, books I'm reading. Okay, it says I have like one. Yeah, and then the library books. I have my Nancy Drew books. Okay, so as far as my main TBR, I'm down to 29 books. So that is always good. But yeah, so this week I'm actually going to purchase or acquire, what do you want to call it, the third book in the Country Store Mystery Series, because I definitely want to hurry up and get all those books. But yeah, I'm loving it. I'm loving it so much. Now, I do have an audio, like, let me go back. So, I have an audiobook on here, right here. This is like my only audiobook that I got on here. What I'm actually going to do is when I finish this one right here, I'm going to get the second one. I think I've read 7 of the series because I do have the entire 1 through 10 on my Kindle. But I love the fact is that I can sit here or wherever and listen to a Nick Saint book, which is really great. The audiobook was not super expensive. It was like $8 with tax. But yeah. But I just overall I love it. I have not yet I've not yet used a stylus on it. If people watch my unboxing video, you guys will know that the stylus I purchased over a year ago does not work with the Kobo, so I have to get a stylus that actually does work with it. So Friday I'm going to be ordering my Kobo stylus, and that should come in the mail, not the mail, but Amazon before long. I'm also picking up a sleep case for this as well. So I'm going to keep my stickers on here like I have them. But what I'm going to actually do is when I am going to work or an appointment or whatever, I'm going to have the sleep case on there. When I am at home and all that, I will have the clear case on here. So I'm really excited about this. So overall, I'm enjoying it. One of the things that I've been hearing a lot is that this device sometimes it glitches, like it'll freeze or whatever. My Nook and my Kindle have both froze on me in the past. I'm not really concerned about that. I do love it that this is waterproof, so I don't have to worry about it. Another thing I like about the Kobo Libra Colour is the font. They have more fonts on there. So let's see here. I believe the Kobo Clara BW has like additional fonts, but they're not as expansive as on the Libra. So I found a font that I really happen to like, and that's the font I'm going to use for all of my books. All right. So right now my battery, I charged it fully. I think it was, so I'm at 74%. I fully charged this, must have been, it was yesterday. So it's a 74%. That's not bad. I'm not upset about that at all. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to, I'm going to show you like a sample. This is the, alright, this is the book Court of Mist and Fury, and I do like it. It's just, it's so nice. It's so nice. And then you can, sorry, and then you can, no, that's not what I wanted. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, look how nice that is. So, yeah. So, a little bit. Alright. So, alright. So I'm going to turn this off for the night because it's almost time for me to go off to bed. Alright, so I was on Google to try to see what dumb people were doing out in America and the world. And there was an article that came out. I don't know if anybody in the book world talked about this, but Amazon decided to do something that was pretty low, pretty nasty, and made me decide, you know, I will check out this book and see what was so bad about it that Amazon did what it did. So in context, I think it was a year ago or 2 years ago, this guy, he was running for, I believe, state senate, or I don't know what he was running for. I know it was a political position, but I don't really remember what the position was for. And he filed a lawsuit against Barnes & Noble for selling the Akhtar series in their store. Now this is a business that can kick you out for being lewd and nasty and all that type of stuff. And Amazon sent their lawyers to defend Barnes & Noble. And Barnes & Noble won. Because Jeff Bezos doesn't lose. To some certain extent. And I'm thinking, you can tell this is not Jeff Bezos that is running the ship. It's this redheaded stepchild of his. Being as an example. But anyways. So, the book that got hit for removal by Amazon was Camp of the Saints by Jen Respal in the 1970s. So the Camp of the Saints, from what I had been hearing about it, is that it is one of the most important dystopian novels of the 20th century. There was a new version that came out of it with a foreword. And apparently the book depicted immigrants in not a very favorable light. You remember, this is the 1970s. This is before we had all of this massive migration and all that type of stuff. And Amazon believed that the product was dangerous. And I'm reading this article. It's from The Hill. There's also a couple other news outlets that were talking about this. And I'm thinking, wait a minute. I have never heard of this book before in my entire life. Hand. It means I should buy the book. And so the publishing house that published the new version of The Camp of the Saints, they got a letter from Amazon saying that it was being removed for being a dangerous product. What the hell? What? And the outrage that occurred, which I was left behind. I was left behind in the outrage. Made Amazon reinstate it. Now, this wasn't just... In all honesty, I don't really know if they were offering it as a paperback, but I do know that it got reinstated. So, let's see here. Alright. No, it's the Camp of the Saints, not the Empire of the Saints. So, alright, so it wasn't just the ebooks that Amazon targeted for removal. It was the hardcover and the paperback cover. So the hardback is about $51. The paperback is about $25. It was published in, it was, basically genre is dystopian fiction. And the reviews of it have been very, very good. So the backlash when it came out that Amazon had censored and removed The Camp of the Saints, one of, as I said before, one of the most important dystopian novels of the 20th century, and having it labeled as a dangerous product, or as a offensive, it has offensive content, or it's offensive. Thinking, why in the world is the older version of the book not offensive, but the newer version is? And then I come to the realization when I read the article that was one of the it was one of the hardest books to find in the entire wherever. Because this book had not just been banned from public libraries over there in Europe, like I think it's France, but it also got banned in like libraries in general. Like, you could not get a copy of the book at all. And I think it is because they missed the point of the book. The point of the book was so that you would actually think. So, I was like, I wonder. I went on to Kobo. They had it. It was like $10 for the book. And I picked it up. Now, Amazon does have it back because the outrage was so bad. But for people that had it on their Kindles, or for people that had bought it as a physical edition, and then right before it gets shipped out, you're being told, "Oh, sorry, sir or ma'am, in Milwaukee, you can't have the book." And it really absolutely amazed me that Amazon went to court to defend Barnes & Noble's right to sell A Court of Thorns and Roses and all the little follows behind it, but then they want to turn around and they want to claim that the Camp of the Saints is highly offensive. And I'm like, wow. And the author of the Hill article made a very good point about monopolies and why having a monopoly and controlling information is always a bad thing. And we all hear about how people are like, "Oh, I'm leaving Kindle because of what Amazon's doing." And I understand exactly why they're doing it. And I mean, I've got enough books on my Kobo to entertain me for a couple of months. But it's so offensive that you have products that are offensive to people that are offended by that stuff. Like you got SCX toys, and you got Molf Camp written by Adolf Hitler. That is so highly offensive, but you never remove that. For one very good reason. So I got it, and I intend to read it. I'm actually going to read that book once I'm done with the Court of Mist and Fury. I'm going to read it. I'm going to annotate the hell out of the thing. I'm gonna really try to understand what he wrote back in the 70s. Anyways, I am going to end it there because I am absolutely dead tired, and I'm enjoying that Kobo a lot. Oh yes, one more thing I forgot to mention about the Kobo. The processor is faster on the Kobo Libra. It did not take me 4, 5, 6 days to finish that book, and I'm very happy about that. Alright, so I will do a update of the Kobo Libra Colour next month, and I'm going to use it every day, and I'm going to use it every day for the entire year, and then at the end of the year I'm going to tell you overall, did I think spending the $200 for the device was worth it? And yeah. Okay. So, oh yeah, one more thing before I end this video. I'm doing this every month, and that is to track and monitor what I am essentially dealing with the device, because I know some people are saying that they've had issues with the device. I've had it for 24 hours. I've so far not had any issues with it. But it's still brand new right out of the box. So we'll see what happens. Alright, anyways, that is my video. And I will see you guys around. Bye.